the US journalist Jeff Stein concluded a series of interviews with senior US politicians by asking them all one very simple, very straightforward question, which he asked to each one of them at the end of his interview. He said, do you know the difference between a Sunni and a Shia? And he was astonished by the responses he got. To be honest, I don't know, said Congressman Terry Everett, a member of the House Intelligence Committee. Some might say it needs renaming. In fact, the chairman of the US House Intelligence Committee, Congressman Sylvester Reyes, when asked whether Al-Qaeda was Sunni or Shia, answered, probably Shia, which of course it isn't. Then there was Senator Trent Lott, the former Republican majority leader at the time, who said in reference to Sunnis and Shias, they all look the same to me. Perhaps a quite nice sentiment, looking back. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, on the one hand, we have leading politicians, leading members of the media, full of misconceptions about Sunnis and Shias, some of them bent on pushing misinformation about the Sunni-Shia split and blaming all of the problems in the Middle East on this ancient Sunni-Shia split and hatred. Nothing to do with Western interventions, of course. And on the other hand, you have Muslims ourselves contributing to the nonsensical, alarmist and ill-informed coverage of the Sunni-Shia divide within Islam, either by tearing chunks out of one another, both verbally and sadly physically, or by turning a blind eye to the growing hatred and ignorance within some of our own communities. Just a few weeks ago, here in London, 5 young extremists were found guilty of violently assaulting a random Shia man round the corner from here in Edgware Road while shouting, Shias are kafirs, they are the enemy within, they are evil. Go spend a few hours on social media as well, on Twitter or Facebook, as I unfortunately spend a lot of time doing, and you'll see vile and offensive things being said by Muslims about other Muslims. And it's getting worse, not better. Look, don't be fooled or duped. This is not about our very genuine and our very legitimate disagreements over Islamic theology, Islamic history, Islamic law. That's not what we're here to iron out or resolve or agree upon tonight or any other night. This is about politics, Middle East politics, geopolitics, and we need to be very clear-eyed about what this is about. This is not about religion. And you know, we talk about sectarianism, but what we're really talking about is hatred by another name. When we talk about Sunni versus Shia, what we're really talking about is Muslim versus Muslim, brother versus brother, sister versus sister. We're so blinded by our differences that we don't see what unites us. Here we are, 1.6 billion Muslims, a fifth of humanity, both Sunni and Shia, with the same God, the same Prophet, the same book, the same Kaaba, the same prayer, the same fast, the same holy month of Ramadan. After all, what are we here to do tonight? Not just affirm our unity, but to have iftar, I hope. To eat together, to pray together. The French scholar of Islamic movements, Olivier Roy, has written that, quote, today, Azerbaijan is probably the only country in the world where there are still mixed mosques and Shias and Sunnis pray regularly together. One final point before I finish. It so depresses me to see British Sunnis up in arms about oppression in Syria while ignoring the oppression in Bahrain, and to see British Shias up in arms about the oppression in Bahrain and ignoring the oppression in Syria. Our concern, our empathy, our compassion has to be universal. It cannot be selective. It cannot be self-serving. Remember, it was Hazrat Ali ibn Abu Talib, the first Imam of the Shias, the fourth Caliph, the fourth Khalipha of the Ahl Sunnah, who famously remarked in his letter on governance to Malik Ashtar, O Malik, know that people are of two types. People are of two types. They are either your brothers in religion or they are your equals in humanity. Thank you very much for your time.